The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. If you enjoy our work, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow the links in the description. Thanks for your support, and enjoy.
Greetings and salutations, listener. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined by my former stablemate, the boy.
Hey.
Yeah.
I feel like I just been told that I'm about to be betrayed.
We'll see about that.
Uh-oh.
This is the Two Nerds podcast, of course. Hey, if you click that Patreon in the description and put money in there, I'll love you.
He's not lying. He will. So will I, to be fair.
Talking about Extreme Rules 2016, if you follow the star calendar. And I know you do, listener.
You should.
Each and every one of you, Ultimo Dragon. This was not a pay-per-view I was looking forward to. I've been saying all month how I just don't give a fuck about most of the wrestlers in this fed. And that's not necessarily true. It's just that I forget I give a fuck about a lot of the wrestlers in this fed until they're right there in front of my face.
And you go, oh yeah.
Yeah, what a fucking delight those gentlemen are.
Mm-hmm.
The pre-show match, which we didn't watch, was Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin over the right to have a funny name.
Yeah, Baron Corbin won, as you would expect. He probably should have. So, he did. Good job, everybody.
It was no disqualification. No one was disqualified.
As you might expect. 7-minute match. I'm sure it was fun.
What if that was just how we did the podcast?
Like, even for the matches we saw.
It was a tornado tag team match, but there were not any extreme wind phenomena. I feel this was false advertising. The match was 8 minutes, 37 seconds.
Oh, we'd be a different podcast.
Yeah, I'd probably have more viewers.
Probably. But I'm sure it was a fine match. We didn't see it. Moving on.
Yeah. We came in with a Bullet Club.
It's just Bullet Club.
It's just the club, actually.
Yeah, they're the club here.
Mr. Intensity. Y'all don't get that joke. It's all right. Carl the Spaz Anderson and Luke Gallows. And I don't mean that as the English offensive term for someone who has mental handicaps. I mean, he flails around and screams, like one would call a spaz in the 90s.
He's, not like... I will say that I have not seen much of the man in WWE and, against the WWE talent and such, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Not a strong showing on his part, though.
No, I don't care for him. I still like Luke, though.
Yeah, Luke Gallows. Luke Gallows is good.
Yeah. They were fighting the Usos, who have the same gimmick they've had for the last 42 years.
Oh, yeah, I remember that great Usos versus Coco Beware.
Yeah, that was good. And the parrot pecked out one of their eyes. That's why they had to wear that eye patch for a while.
Yeah.
But then they got that new cybernetic eye in the Attitude Era. Things got a little weird. But they're still...
Trucking away.
Yeah, still two Samoan guys.
Doing their haka with their fancy shorts and...
They don't even talk about the cybernetic eye anymore, and I feel that would give the gimmick more spice.
Move on. The joke's dead.
Someone out there laughed. If you laughed, comment and like and subscribe. If you didn't laugh, comment telling us why and like and subscribe. I don't know, man. Like, the only thing that was noteworthy about this is the fans, because of their association with Roman Reigns, I'm sure, have gotten way tireder, way faster of the Usos than I am.
Than you usually do on an Uso cycle. They go away for a while, they come back, they're, it's Usos, they're entertaining. And they do the Usos match 27 times, and everyone's just sort of dead. Now, because Roman Reigns is, like, the new most hated man in the industry, just being near him has rubbed booze off on them, which is fine.
I mean, but their gimmicks have been going stale for a while. Like,
oh yeah, like
I joke, but they haven't done anything interesting since the Haka. In the ring, they're both fine.
Oh, they're talented, entertaining dudes.
But they just don't do anything. Put a clown wig on one.
And that's not really, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because they have fans.
They do. This isn't working for them here. They need to have personality. Look, they don't need necessarily a gimmick change, but they need, if they're not going to talk, they do. If they want to start talking, they just need to get that out there.
They're not good at talking, though.
No.
They're worse
so
than Roman.
put a clown wig on one of them.
I know that you really like novelty. And,
I like novelty.
And you know, you are tired of it, but like they sell fine merch. They're doing okay. Like
Jimmy and Jey Uso, fine merch since 1861.
No. That's the Vaudevillains. But they're doing fine. Like, that's the thing. WWE's not going to change their gimmick because in terms of raw numbers, their gimmick is doing fine.
Yeah, they do still sell merch. I don't care for it, and the WWE should listen to all the things I say.
I don't want Billy Gunn to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion of the world.
I think Billy Gunn wants Billy Gunn to be the WWE World
I
Heavyweight
think
Champion.
he does too, but I want me to be that too, and it's not going to happen. I'm a bad wrestler.
Stopped AJ Styles from trying.
Oh! We got the Mad Bench on the Two Nerds podcast.
Fired. Shots fired. Moving on. The fucking club erased the Usos with Bullet Time and Magic Ninjas. Which is a move that Gallows does while fucking Carl Anderson stands nearby. Gallows could do that move with a turnbuckle.
Yeah, the Magic Killer's pretty much Gallows doing the move while Carl Anderson watches.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got this, Gallows. Sure, I'm talented. Yes, I am. Next match. Next match was one of those matches that reminded me, oh yeah, there are guys in this card I like. And that was Kalisto versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship.
Versus Rusev, Chechnya, Rusev leave.
I don't know what the fuck he says during his opening thing. So, like, there's a point midway through this match where, like, I don't know, Kalisto's full of ghosts and hit him with something. So Rusev he leaves. He just throws up his hands and he exits the ring.
I'm tired of this bullshit.
That's what I said, what the boy just said there. Because I've been gibbering through this whole pay-per-view. Because I was in a shit mood all day. And we turned this on. And by the time Rusev's music hit, I was like, I'm in a great mood now. Bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, bum.
Oh, it was genuinely a good match.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Really good.
The submissions work wasn't. Like, early on in the match, there was that sleeper hold.
I would say the technical end of it wasn't great. But it was a good match anyway.
It told a good story. And that torture rack from Rusev.
Rusev did a bad torture rack. Kalisto did a fucking just pants.
Well, and they might have been
sleeper hold.
It might have been kind of ginger because of his injuries, you know. So I can see why they did it. Just whatever.
But ultimately, it told a really good story. Really solid match psychology. Rusev was working the back the whole match, which they'd sold in the work up to this by having Rusev kayfabe injured Kalisto's back. So. Like, really solid, honestly. Solid ring psychology, and it ended with the most vicious accolade it looked scary.
Like, don't watch it on a lot of replays because you're like, well, I could probably do that. I'm a huge fat Tubbington, and I could probably do that for a hot minute.
It looks slow. And, like, because especially usually the replays in, like, a slightly slow motion. No, in the match, right after, like, the bang, bang, bang of all the stuff they've been doing and, like, the 30 seconds of the ref pushing Rusev off and Rusev trying to go and get him. He's going to get him at Kalisto. And the ref's like, no, that's a bad. Don't murder. Murder's never the answer.
He had this look on his face like, what? What happens if Kalisto hit the big move? You are going to pull him off of Rusev?
Maybe I will have sit down afterwards. This is bullshit. And then Rusev goes and, slaps on the accolade and snaps it all the way back. And it looked so vicious in the moment, and Kalisto immediately tapped, and it was glorious.
Half of Kalisto flew into the audience, the other half was wiggling Rusev's arms. It was gorgeous. Guts everywhere. Rusev wins. Technical knockout because a man died.
But, no, it was a really solid, not the most technically sound match, but a very entertaining match.
Oh, yeah, I had fun. A nice warm-up match.
Yeah, definitely.
Next contest was another really good contest. I liked this match more than the IC match, but I can't say that it was, like, better than the IC match.
Well, no, it was only 6 minutes long.
No, yeah. But it was a lot of fucking fun. That's the New Day against the Vaudevillains for the Tag Team Championships.
And it was a riot. The Vaudevillains are great. The New Day is, look, y'all know my opinion about the New Day.
Yeah, there's two teams I really like.
And they put on a real good show. Quick, fast-paced, no breaks.
Yeah.
Solid work.
Yeah, and they were all mugging and, like, you know, showboating. It was just good. All around good.
Great way to keep the crowd hyped up for the next match.
The New Day retained.
Sorry. New Day retained after some sneaky kicks to the head.
Yeah.
By Kofi, which the villains attacked him first, man. They started it. Just saying.
I like that they're still letting him do Healy stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
It pleases me. Reminds me of a certain John Cena back in the day, or Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, the next match. Wow.
Look, in terms of pure match, this was the best match on the card.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that much.
I mean, it was just... Dang, son, this was a barn burner. This was one hell of a wrestling competition. Fun to watch, amazing spots.
The storytelling was just phenomenal, too.
Yeah.
And it was just hilarious.
Incredibly back and forth. No one looked underutilized. Everyone filled their role really well, even Mikey.
I like how he wasn't in the fucking match. That was the best way to use your Miz.
Have him come in, attempt to win, get knocked out, come back later, try the same thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. JBL said it best at the end of the match. 3 phenomenal athletes went into that match, and 1 guy walked out the champion.
Excellent use of your Miz. He's an amazing heel. I think that was probably the worst possible call. I would have much rather seen anyone but the Miz retain out of this. I mean, he does. Spoilers. But... it was a phenomenal match otherwise, and they had me believing that every single member of that match was going to win at one point or another.
Yeah, that's the trick of the multi-man match. I will say Miz winning is like the lamest answer, but I think it's also good to keep these 4 working together. You keep the Miz in there as sort of a fulcrum, but these other 3 are like spinning around. And the fucking Cesaro and I always want to call him Claudio, and I hate that because I sound like some indie trash, and I'm not trying to be.
I do that with WWE wrestlers.
Yeah,
okay?
I know. I just fucking love him, and this match reminded me of why he was just so on point constantly.
Mugging was just perfect.
He was fantastic. Kevin Owens, the new character he's been playing, where
he's just a man baby.
Yeah, he's just a man baby. That's pretty good.
Like a really vicious, physically threatening, athletic man baby, but like he just is a constant tantrum.
And early in the match, Sami Zayn developed spina bifida. I don't know what the fuck his deal was.
Sami sells being injured very odd.
He really does.
He sells being injured like he's a young colt, just getting his legs underneath him.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It was fun. All kinds of fun all around. The commentary the whole fucking night was great. JBL was amazing.
Cole had some Cole moments.
Cole did.
But he also, winked and nodded towards his Cole moments. Like, at one point there was an exploder suplex, and he goes, I think that one's an exploder, right? Cole, all right. You're forgiven for the Blue Thunder Bomb.
I love it. Yeah, and I think the reason The Miz wins is because then these 3 can still, all 4 of them rather, can still fight and put on these big, amazing, explosive matches where there's these bursts of energy and then somebody goes outside to take a nap for 5 minutes and then bursts of energy.
I think you're right, but I don't want... they run the risk of overdoing this.
Yes, I do say that is I would say next pay-per-view,
put it
definitely
on the
one afterward. Like, if you go to the one that follows Money in the Bank...
Maybe give him, a ladder match at SummerSlam or something. Money in the Bank's next.
Yeah, if you go past Money in the Bank, it has to be the next one. That has to be the end of this.
Unless you're literally just going to have The Miz hold it for the next 6 months.
Please don't. Please don't.
That would not be a smart plan, okay?
I'm happy for Mikey. I want good things for him. He came from so little, and he came so far. And do you remember when he first was on SmackDown?
He was terrible.
He couldn't work a stick to save his life.
Or a wrestling ring.
If
he was
in a gay porn, he would have been very not liked there. But he was in a wrestling ring, so he was even more not liked there.
Yeah, because, ultimately in gay porn, he's still, an attractive guy, I guess.
Yeah, you just gotta,
Anyway.
I was gonna take that real far, real fast. Let's pull back. The Miz wins, and then our next match. That's a piss break match.
Like, fucking, that was the longest piss break in the universe. Now I know why this match felt interminable.
God, that was interminable. Oh my God.
It was the longest match on the card.
Why?
It was the Asylum match between...
It's a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match.
Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. And, one, this gimmick is just stupid. This gimmick is just incredibly stupid.
We said it last month. You can go back to our last pay-per-view podcast. Just spit tea all over there. I'm sorry. You can go back to our last pay-per-view podcast. And we were like, this is the dumbest reason. This is dumber than Booker T versus Edge over a Japanese shampoo commercial. Because at least there were stakes there.
Yeah, it's money.
Yeah, and Japanese celebrity.
now it's like, who gets to be Piper's Pit this week, which is the dumbest fight in the universe.
On top of that,
you killed my potted plant, which is stupider than Al Snow having to eat pepper.
Also, you ate my jacket, so
I just what the fuck? This is the dumbest thing.
This is the worst reason for these guys to fight.
You could have, literally, they could just be fighting because they want to fight. They could literally just be fighting because Dean Ambrose stole Chris Jericho's parking space, and it wouldn't be as stupid.
I'd be into that. And like Jericho's like, hey, Junior, you need to learn your place. This sign says Chris Jericho. I'm a rock star, baby. And then
like,
Dean Ambrose
Chris Jericho just wildly overreacts.
Yeah, and then Dean Ambrose just fucks up his car because Dean Ambrose has no chill.
Like that's a really stupid thing.
We accidentally just booked a better storyline than this.
Look, it would have been real hard not to, okay? And this match was 30 fucking minutes. It was 26 minutes, to be fair.
A lot of it was two guys sort of flopping around the ring doing nothing.
It wasn't even a garbage... I mean, it was a garbage match, but it wasn't even a garbage match. There weren't enough weapons for it to be a garbage match. It was bad. There's no other superlatives I can add. It was not a good wrestling match.
And, like, when they were doing stuff, it was okay. I mean, actually doing moves and stuff. And, like, even swinging around a mop, that was fine. But when they were climbing the cage to get weapons, or...
But then the other one stops that one from getting a weapon, and why would you do that? It's not like you can't just take it from him once he gets down. He's just saved you a climb.
Yeah, they started this match, and I saw Jericho go up after the mob, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. And I was like, is this like on a pole rules? Whoever gets it down can use it, and the other guy can't?
I thought, sure, that would explain why they're trying to stop each other. Nope, turns out no.
No.
It's just, I mean, like... And, like, it was made very clear at the beginning that you couldn't win by escaping, and Jericho kept trying to escape.
No, I liked that. I thought that was a good bit. Because he kept getting so mad. And at one point, the referee made it clear to him, he was like, no, Jericho, or Chris, he even called him Chris, no, Chris, you can't leave, that's not how that works. And
it stays locked,
It stays locked. He's like, well, you're stupid. And then he later tried to climb out anyway, like, fuck this noise, I'm tired of this. I don't want to be here.
And you're right, it was funny, but it also took time.
Mm-hmm.
Took so much time that would better have been spent on the tag title match.
Sure.
Which, let me remind you, 6.5 fucking minutes is what they got. The New Day and the Vaudevillains. Whereas this bloated wreck got fucking 20 more minutes than that. Or it could have been used to give, I don't know, some more time for the Divas match to be anything. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I will say one thing for this match, aside from the comedy factor, intermittent though it was, because you know the rule of commentary. I'm sure you guys do now. And it seems like they might be relaxing it a bit, but generally the rule goes, never stop talking, always be talking.
That's the rule for the WWE in the modern era.
Yeah, that's awful. Don't do that. You want to give wrestling moves time to breathe. You want to let the wrestlers sell the action themselves sometimes.
Like, go back, pick a WrestleMania from the early 2000s or the late 90s. Listen to what JR does. Do that.
Yeah. But anyway, during this match, they were big swaths of silence. Just like 3 dudes ringside bereft of anything to fucking say. JBL is telling rambling old man stories.
So rambling that they're not even tangentially related to the match that's going on. Like, Like, not even a little, not even at all. They have a leather strap there, and then he tells a long, rambling old man story about the time that Stone Cold and I forget who, to be honest, even though he said it 12 times, were in a match, a leather strap match where the lights went out and the camera feed cut, and they still wrestled the match, even though the pay-per-view went off the air. That's a real thing that happened, but JBL's story took longer than the match.
Oh my God! It was the other good thing I could say about this contest was they brought out thumbtacks at the end,
and they used them.
And it was the lamest thumbtack spot ever, but it was still a thumbtack spot, and that makes it better than AJ Styles.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that thumbtack spot was better than everything good AJ Styles did in the main event.
I don't know. He did some good stuff,
which includes exclusively leg dropping a table.
No, it was a good match.
No, it was.
We're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet. We'll get to that.
First, I have to bitch about the Divas title match.
Well, may I say my piece before you?
Oh, we should probably tell him who. Dean Ambrose won the assignment match.
With the thumbtacks.
Dirty Deeds onto the thumbtacks, where he also thumbtacked himself, which was funny and very Dean Ambrose.
And he also did a backdrop or
whatever. Move on. Kind of a spine buster.
Yeah, spine buster. This was Natalya versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. It was a submissions match, and I have to say, these two ladies worked a pretty good submissions match. As slow as that fucking cage match was.
Yeah, this was a good submission match.
Yeah, they did a lot of good stuff.
10 minutes to work it, and they kept with the theme. Both wrestlers were basically doing submissions the whole time.
And different ones, not just like the battle of the two submissions. And that was really nice.
No, like crabs and a bunch of leg submissions, because both of them have a leg submission as their big move.
Sure.
At one point, Nat did an arm bar, and that was cool.
And man, Charlotte is just fucking brutal. She
wrestles
no respect. Nat had a bloody lip at one point just because she was like paintbrushing her face, like not even a little bit, just all the way. I mean, good God, you have to respect that. I hand it over to you.
The finish was fucking retarded. The finish was the dumbest thing.
Made worse by the fact that I almost called it.
He said before the match, bet you it's Ric Flair in drag. Turns out, no. Some lady I don't know in reverse drag.
Ric Flair was banned from ringside for this contest because obvious reasons. He's been interfering in every one of Charlotte's matches to make sure she wins. So they were like, sorry, Rick, you can't come out. And I was like, he's going to come out there in a dress and be like, I'm her mom. You can't prove anything.
You don't know what I look like. I, Charlotte's mom, have never been on TV before. Ha ha. But no, turns out, who was it? I don't even remember.
Dana something. She's on NXT.
I was so mad when it happened. I didn't care. Because I wanted, like, Nat to win this title, because I know it's supposed to be Sasha Banks' payoff, and I get that. But Sasha's injured at the moment. So
that's what the dirt sheets say anyway. They say it's a concussion.
Rather than drag it out, how about you just get it on that, have Charlotte win it back via cheating, reset, and let Charlotte's heat be nice and intact for Sasha Banks to kill her. Or have Charlotte win it clean and make Charlotte look threatening in addition to having a cheating dad, because Charlotte's also supposed to be a legitimate wrestling competitor.
Dana Brooke.
Sure, that. What's up?
No, I just remembered where I've seen her before.
Is she like an indie wrestler or something?
Not really.
Okay.
She's a bodybuilder and fitness competitor.
I'll
give her this. She was trained by Norman Smiley.
Oh ho ho. But it's just like, and then Ric Flair's music hits and it comes out, it's obviously not Ric Flair, it's somebody in a wig. Turns around, it's her. This lady. And of course that lets Charlotte distract into Natalie getting hit with the figure 8, and then Natalie taps out, even though Charlotte had been in the sharpshooter before, and she got to the ropes, and she got out of her own volition, if memory serves. But they can't. It's a good way to bury Natty Neidhart, and it's a bad way to finish a match, and it's stupid beyond belief, and it wasn't a good idea.
So,
it's not worth Sasha Banks' payoff to destroy one of your other talented wrestlers.
Especially when she's been doing so well. I'm looking at the timestamp on this because I have to include it. So I'm Googling the card again because in looking up Dana Brooke's name, I lost my webpage. And this here from the Dean Ambrose match is the first image that popped up, which is when Chris Jericho saw the bag of thumbtacks. I've never seen a man look more horrified in a wrestling ring. Just pure unadulterated
That was
terror.
the one time he tried to leave the ring, and I thought it was perfect.
Oh my god,
He was trying, nope, right out of here.
Yeah,
nope,
fuck
nope,
it,
nope,
never
nope, 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 nope.
Oh, shit.
But, anyway, I'm done bitching about that.
On to bitching about other stuff.
Yeah, sure. Main event. Oh, yeah, Charlotte wins because the WWE, once they're married to a gimmick, they're like an old Catholic. They don't know what a divorce is.
Take that, old Catholic listeners. Get a divorce. I hope we just saved, like, a relationship. I hope they were like, you know what, we should get a divorce. I don't know why my old Catholic is a Jewish voice, but... And I hope they split apart, and, like, they're better people now for it. If you got a divorce because of this podcast, like, comment, and subscribe.
Anyway. Main event.
Ultimo Dragon, I'm so sorry about that.
Forgiveness, please.
It's been a rough couple of days. I'm sorry, Ultimo. I'm so fucking sorry. Oh, God. What have I become?
I don't even know anymore.
Oh, main event. Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Solid work. Good match. I thought it was surprisingly even. I thought they went a surprisingly long time before anyone else got involved. Good no disqualification match that didn't end up being a weapon fest. The only thing we really saw was steel chairs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and get right in front of it. Roman goes over. Ha 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 ha. AJ loses.
I'm not even a huge fan of Roman Reigns and what he said.
But it was solid work on both sides. Both of the tag team friends.
I guess AJ Styles did only fuck up once.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that huge of a fuck up.
No, it would have only been his life that he ruined, and I'm okay with that.
He accidentally sandbagged the fuck out of a move.
Oh, no, too. I forgot about that. I was talking about when he fell off the apron when Roman punched him, and he did not fall good.
No, he fucked up. But they managed to sell that really organically, though.
Mm-hmm.
But both sets of tag team friends, best buddies forever, came out. The club came out, beat up Roman Reigns. Then the Usos came out and beat up the club and AJ Styles. And then, the club stopped Roman from winning, and the Usos stopped AJ from winning. And Roman killed the club, and AJ killed the Usos. Which is very fair, back and forth, 50% wrestling, like the WWE likes to do.
Although I was very pleased after that when Uso number 2 broke the rules. Because after that skit goes down, your tag teams return kindly to the back from whence they came.
We tried our best, time to leave.
No, Uso number 2 was like, nah, I'm get you. He came back in and dragged AJ out of the ring when he was going to pin Roman. I loved it.
Oh, he didn't even. He tried,
yeah, he tried.
And AJ kicked him away and got the pin, but it was just long enough to give Roman some time to kick out.
There was another spot. We're past that at this point, but I do want to go back to it. Not AJ dropping the table. I mean, that was funny, but they brawl out into the crowd and go up to the pre-show desk. Whatever the fuck they call that. And AJ Styles is on top of it, and Roman Reigns is coming at him. Suddenly, AJ wakes up out of nowhere and hits him. Nobody sold this, and they should have. But there was a little TV under the table, and AJ Styles was watching it. He was like, Roman Reigns is coming for me right now. I'll punch him.
That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it was really missed opportunity on commentary's part. as on point as they've been the rest of the night, I could forgive it. But I thought it was classy.
There were a lot of good spots, I thought.
Yeah, sure.
Roman did one like ridiculously awesome crucifix powerbomb into a sit-out powerbomb with the smoothest butter-like transition. Oh, and it got my new favorite chant. Let me tell you something, section of the audience who goes to WWE shows just to shit on Roman Reigns. Every time you're forced to chant, "You still suck," Roman wins. Because that means you can't call him bad anymore. You're just fucking salty.
I'm just fucking salty about AJ Styles. I don't like him. When Roman Reigns slapped him in his no good face, like 10 minutes before that, I was like, I just want to slap him. I just want to open hand and slap him once right across the face. It'll be worth the ass kicking I get afterward. He's just got such a fucking slappable cheek. And then Roman did it. Exactly the kind of slap I wanted to do to him in exactly the same cheek. And I was like, good.
Roman Reigns gained another fan today.
I still don't care for him, but...
He's good at cheek slapping.
He's good. Well, he's good in the ring. I just don't care for him as a character or personally.
That's fair.
And it's not even like I hate him or anything. It's just he doesn't turn my gears.
The match is what it is. It's like I said, really solid, I think.
Yeah.
It's worth watching if you want to. There's not a lot of point by point to go over because it's just some good spots with decent storytelling. Roman goes over with AJ trying his phenomenal forearm into Roman, spearing him and then spine-bustering him because that... Oh boy.
Because Roman Reigns is strong enough to pluck you out of the sky and do what he wants with you.
Wargle blargle, I'm a Samoan Goldberg.
Who's currently? Well, Gilbert took who's first, so he can't do that.
And then, out of nowhere, literally seemingly out of the sky, like the blue blazer, comes Seth Rollins.
Which I wish I had called out loud, because I called it in my head. When I saw the match come up, I was like, the rest of this card has been bullshit. Other than Rusev going over Kalisto, because this feud has been going on for a while. And while he's not injured, I think he's like...
nagging, sort of.
Yeah,
I need to break
I think
injuries.
he needs a rest. Other than that, nothing of note happened this pay-per-view. This seemed like entirely a skippable pay-per-view in terms of big moments occurring. So I figured they were going to have a dusty finish. Roman retains that way. And
you figured it would happen by Seth coming
yeah,
in.
I figured Seth was going to come in and fuck him over, and that's how it was going to go. Because it's been long enough. It's time for Seth to come back.
Well, Seth. Rumor was that Seth was going to come back, like tomorrow on Raw, or he was going to be back for the next pay-per-view. He came back one day early, and after the match, hit Roman with the pedigree, which I guess is just his finisher now. It's his now because he can't do his cool finisher anymore.
Because he abused it.
Well,
with the cinder blocks.
Well, no, because, like, that's one of those, we say don't try this at home, but if someone tries this at home, they'll commit murder, so we should probably just not do it.
Yeah.
Because if you just curb stomp someone, they die.
Yeah, that's where that came from. It was something they did in, like, movies and, like, gang violence back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Like, if you just put your foot on the back of someone's neck or on their head and slam it into the ground as hard as you can, they're probably going to die.
Yeah.
They're probably going to die. So we should probably not do a move where the person who takes it should, by all logic, be dead afterwards. Because then if someone tries it at home, even though we said not to, we might get sued. Best not to get sued. Let's move on.
Damn shame, but I'm glad we got that crazy one out of Randy Orton before it had to go away.
Yeah.
Although, Randy Orton really hasn't been around since then. I don't... Is he dead?
He's the $6 billion man now. They made him better, stronger, snakier. He's actually going to be coming back in the next couple months.
God, I hope so. I miss him.
Him, John, Seth were all rumored to come back either this or next pay-per-view. So the roster's going to get ballooned up a bit here in a minute.
Speaking of large competition, Jonathan.
Large competitive John.
I recently ballooned out my social media a bit. Been doing the Snapchatting, been doing the Instagramming. Not so much my activity levels, but, you know, been keeping up with other people's. And out of curiosity, I added John Cena's.
Okay.
John Cena's Instagram, he just posts stuff with zero context.
Just like pictures?
Yeah, sometimes they're memes. Sometimes they're pictures maybe he took.
So he just shit posts?
Constantly.
That's awesome.
With zero context. And he advertises, he's like, these images are made with zero context. Take whatever context you want out of them. And he just fucking posts stuff. It's like a fucking cipher that John Cena is unleashing onto the internet.
He's like an alternate reality game.
Yeah. Like, some of the shit he posts, I'm just like, wow, I don't like liking you, John. Please go back to the old world where I could just hate you a lot. I miss those days.
I like that John Cena just shit posts all the time.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's... I'll show you some after the show, but you guys should check out John Cena's Instagram. Look for the one with a little check mark, because that's the real him. It's wild. Oh, and Camp WWE. We caught the first episode of it. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like, wait, I thought it was going to be fucking terrible. No, turns out mildly amusing.
Yeah, it's good. I would have liked it a lot more if all of the characters were voiced by wrestlers, not just Vince and Ric Flair and Sergeant Slaughter. But it is what it is.
Like, dude, they're busy.
I will say the chick who's doing Seth's voice is doing a great job. She sounds like young Stephanie McMahon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. The one who's doing Triple H's voice is clearly mocking him.
I'm almost positive that's Seth Green.
Who would clearly mock him?
Oh, yes, yes. He does the thing, the Triple H used to do,
That he doesn't do so much anymore.
because people made fun of it.
Even though it was really cool.
But Vince is Vince, and Vince is solid fried fucking gold. There's this point in the first episode where he, like, falls down a hill and his legs break. And John Cena fucking puts him over his arms, or over his head in, like, a torture
little
rack.
child, John
His
Cena,
little
so it's
child,
very
yeah.
amusing.
And he carries him back to camp, and, like, Vince sees all this shit that happened at camp, and he stands up off of John Cena's shoulder. He's like, oh no, I have to save the camp. And John's like, what happened to your legs? I thought you broke your legs. He goes, oh, that was a work. And then just... Oh my god, it was so good. The delivery and timing. There's some dumb fucking gags in there. There's some C-grade Family Guy cutting room floor shit gags in there, but there's a lot to enjoy, too.
The gags that they hit hard.
Yeah. So that's...
Roman wins. Did we say that or no?
Roman, you said at the top of the show, I think.
Yeah, I remember I laughed. AJ Styles loses. Okay, good.
Nobody deserves to like AJ Styles. Nobody's that bad of a person.
But I think Seth should probably be the one to take Roman out. I think he should probably win. If not at Money in the Bank, then definitely at SummerSlam.
Well, they're probably going to have like a big... I don't know. I'd like it if they cashed in Money in the Bank fast.
I really wouldn't dare... I would very much enjoy if they just had Seth fight and then win.
You know what? I'd like this.
It'd be a great way to get Seth over as a face. The fans already love him because he's killed their fucking final boss, Roman Reigns.
I'm glad WWE embraced the booking mentality we suggested.
Yeah, because now they're not half-assing it anymore. It's way better. Because when they were half-assing it, it bothered me. Because, this guy's supposed to be getting cheers, but he's getting boos. Well, okay, we're going to stick with his gimmick, but in the most deaf and dumb and blind way possible. Just like people love Roman Reigns when the arena is clearly booing the shit out of him. Now they just book the fucking match. Yeah. And if they boo, good. JBL spent the whole match going, Roman Reigns likes boos. You're giving him a reaction. That's what we want. Keep reacting to him, and we'll keep making him. The only way you're going to stop Roman Reigns is to just not say anything. You're not going to do that because you're nerds. like he's just taunting people now. He's just straight up he's just sassing fans.
JBL is savage, man.
What was this savage fucking...
I don't even remember. No, he was like... Byron Saxton said something stupid, and JBL goes, Jimmy Hoffa's buried somewhere here in New Jersey. I wish you were too.
Damn, son! Jesus! Zero chill, John! Fuck!
Oh, man.
It was a fun show.
Yeah, we had a lot of laughs. It was worth watching. I mean... Like, if you got something better to do with your time, geez, no. Maybe put it on the background, but no.
Welp, I think that about wraps us up this week. What do you think? Any parting thoughts for the listener?
No, I pretty much shot my load on that weird Catholic divorce joke.
I'm going to go watch Game of Thrones. Everything's better when nerds talk about it.